And now we are ready for new phygital entertainment business models.
Okay, can you hear me? So thank you very much for being here. It's a great honor for me to be the moderator of this session. It's a very interesting session, as Claudia has already mentioned. We're going to talk about new entertainment business model based on Phygital. For us, Phygital is the merge between physical and digital world that will enable the companies that are using this kind of concept to give a better experience and impact new audience. And at the same time, it's a great way of having the traceability of all the data that we have regarding the channel that the customers are using. For that, we have today Andreu, Tobella, at the end of this session. He is the CDO of Aventura. That is a company owned by two private equity, KKR and Invest Industrial. And it's very well known because of their park, 5.3 million people visiting each year. But more than that, they're doing a lot of things with artificial intelligence, with augmented reality, and also with client engagement. We'll talk about this. And we also have Juan. Juan is the managing director of La Liga Entertainment. La Liga Entertainment is a joint venture between Aventura, La Liga, and Cosmos, very much focused on reinventing the entertainment industry. Today, we're going to talk about a digital product that they are launching. I don't want to spoil it. He will explain it later. And at the same time, they are doing other things that will be discussed during the session. And for us, Globant, we are a technology company working a lot in both industries, with Disney, for example, in the entertainment industry, and we have a partnership with La Liga Tech. So very happy to be here. And first question, Juan, let me go straight to futuristic question. What is the future for you of the entertainment industry? How can we expect in, let's say, 25 years? What are the disruptions ahead?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Álvaro, for the introduction. So I think most of entertainment industry players are also taking steps towards a new entertainment path. I think most of us are looking for how to integrate phygital experiences, so how to match the physical and digital world. So we are also, we are developing, for us is our driver of how to implement that phygital world. This is for us is a video game. So as I said to you, it's a driver of implementing the phygital environment. And I think in the future, most of entertainment players will implement that phygital environment through different platforms or also different devices that allow to you to be totally well integrated in a digital environment with your physical movements and your physical decisions. So I think this is how I see the future in 25 years. I don't know what will be the next steps, but I think most of us are taking steps towards that direction.
Very interesting. Andreu, I don't know if you want to complement that.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the intro, Álvaro. So from our end, the way we look at the future, like 25 years, it's a long time away. But if you look at like high-level trends, we always look at first the customer, right? The customer, to some extent, what is very clear is that new generations, they don't value assets, they value experiences. So it's all about not consumables, but actually what you can remember, right? And that for me is like a trend, let's say, that for sure will continue, which means that entertainment in general will be there in the future and will be enhanced, right? The question is what technologies, I mean, looking at that angle, obviously, will enable like the new experiences that new generations will be consuming, right? When you think about new technologies and how they will impact entertainment, it's extremely hard to know which ones will deliver what, right? Clearly, I mean, AI and ChatGPT and the likes will definitely have a play, but we just don't understand the speed at which these technologies will impact the experiences, right? I mean, literally a year ago, you would say, I would have guessed maybe 5-10 years until AGI is really a thing, let's say. But ChatGPT, 6 weeks, 100 million users. There you go. So everything has changed for me in the last 6 months. And then with Vision AR or XR, let's say, from Apple and the likes, we see all this technology being adopted at like fundamental different speed. So to answer that question for me, coming back to maybe something more tangible, I see like very high level trends. One is definitely experiences versus assets. The second one for me is personalization, right? So if you think about generative AI, I mean, if tomorrow anyone can create a song sang like Eminem, David Guetta, whatever it is, you're democratizing content. It's the first time in history that content is scalable, right? At that moment, every single person creator in the world can create an experience for you as an individual, right? So personalization for me is a big topic that will be here. The third one for me would be sensorial, right? I think we're missing dimensions in experiences. Definitely, I think in theme parks we're better because you have the physical element, but anything digital needs to improve, especially on the smell side, on the touch side, haptics, you name it. And then the last one is always the phygital, right? I believe that with new technologies like AI, we will have more and more time to enjoy entertainment, right? That for sure. And as such, I think entertainment will take different shapes. We will have big entertainment at home, we'll have big entertainment as groups, and we'll have big entertainment in locations that we will display ourselves to enjoy. That's where Phygital comes in, and that's where I see, obviously, a big potential. Sorry for the long.
Super interesting. Now, let me go back, like one step back. What does your joint venture consist on? Juan, maybe you can explain, no?
Yeah, I think all the partners, because as you well mentioned, we are composed by 3 different partners, Aventura, La Liga, and Cosmos. I think we share common goals. This is amplify our funnel of entertainment and also amplify the funnel of entertainment and also how to impact new audiences, because for us it's quite important. All of us have our core business. So Aventura has their core business, also La Liga, Cosmos, etc. But I think we are the driver also for driving this common goal of how impacting new audiences. Also, in that common goal, we are developing different assets. Our main asset, as I said to you, is the video game, but also we are creating new entertainment assets just to offer more content instead of 90 minutes of football matches or the regular journey of Aventura. So this is more or less our common goal, and also for us and our claim in inverted commas is like how to revolutionize the entertainment way, so the entertainment offer. So this is, I think, our fundamental pillars, and in this pillar we are building, or we are trying to build, a good entertainment offer.
Super interesting. I don't know if you want to say something around
Yeah, I mean,
that.
from our end, I mean, we see that joint venture like extremely exciting. In a way, we are always interested in providing new experiences to customers, learning from them, and evolving them. We want to be part of the new, entertainment industry. Clearly, that's one of the transitions we're making at Aventura, from a theme park to an entertainment world, an entertainment company, and that for us is a strategic play.
Great. And you have mentioned that you're launching, through the joint venture a video game, which is this digital product we've been talking about. Can you explain a little bit more on that video game or digital product?
Yeah, in fact, we are developing the video game with you, with Globant. So it takes a long time to analyze the first MVP that we have launched in December 2021. So first of all, we have to analyze it. After that, we have to select a new partner, like you. And the other step that we took in the past is how to implement, how to understand the needs of potential customers, how to implement mechanics in order to generate community, because for us it's quite important. And also, regarding the technical product, is how to implement new UI, UX designs, how to create or redesign the creative part, and after that, how to test the new version. So it takes time. We have to test the first prototypes, the alpha version. We are now between alpha and beta version. We will launch the as we call it, the soft launch in a secondary market at the beginning of August, and we will launch the final product the first days of October. So this is more or less how it works, and the game consists in how to develop your avatar. It's a casual sport video game. The mechanic is player versus player. So first of all, you will challenge the AI, and our main goal here is to implement as soon as possible the player versus player. And you know, everything is around PortAventura worlds. So the aesthetic is about PortAventura. I think this is quite important, and we are on the top of mind of the people when they download a worldwide video game. They will receive inputs from PortAventura. So our last goal is to drive people from the game to PortAventura. So this is quite important for us. And that's more or less how it works, the technical details, and also more or less the mechanic and the aesthetic.
Sounds great. Coming soon, mobile video game. But why? I'm sure that some of the people in the audience will be wondering why PortAventura get into this kind of venture to launch a video game. No, what is how does this enhance your value proposition?
Yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, I mentioned it before, right? To some extent, PortAventura, we are working very hard to start launching what we called carefully, let's say, experiments. They're tests in a way to enter new avenues, right? So what we want, to some extent, based on what I said before, is we know gaming is an industry we want to be in. It's absolutely crucial for, I think, new companies to be playing, but also older ones to be there. And I think the partnership with La Liga and Cosmos fits absolutely the bill to try and test new concepts. We already did one. Now we're doing a second one. We also have, obviously, the La Liga restaurant, which is working very well right outside PortAventura. And it's a new type of experience where customers can actually enjoy not just football, but actually all the sports. So for us, this was a great opportunity to partner, obviously, with La Liga, but also with great game developers like Globant themselves, and actually have a go at entering this very exciting industry, and more important, learn and iterate. And that same mindset is what we're applying in many other areas at PortAventura. Literally 3 weeks ago, we launched what we call Virtual Lane, which is basically, instead of actually queuing physically, you queue in a virtual queue, which the response has been very, very good so far on this test. We're launching in-queue games, which means that we're now entering the gaming space, but with a phygital element, right? So people that are at the queues, it's very unique because you're at the queue, you are with your friends, and most people, what they do is they will just look at their phones and just get lost in social media or whatever they do, right? But it's a unique moment in time that you're sharing with your friends or your family, right? So why not have fun together, right? Which is part of the value proposition of PortAventura. And as such, we have installed in Furious Backer actually 2 very big, very large screens, and people can play a type of game that is designed for groups like Pictionary or others that will be launching soon. So La Liga, answering your question, fits very well into all these initiatives that we're doing to, again, excite people, make sure that we learn and we know where the future holds, and we can invest and put the effort where it matters.
That sounds great. This is really Phygital, having people inside the park, using a digital device, at the same time breaking the limits of the time and the space of the park, being able to interact with the client after and before, the experience. But how difficult was the project? And obviously, you already mentioned the launching time, but if you can tell us a little bit more on that.
Yeah, I think here the main goal is to have a common goal between the partners, because we are all of us inside the entertainment world, but each one has his own core business. So this is a tough task, but this is I think we have a solid goals. So this is the first pillar if you want to build something with most partners. So instead of this, I think, as I said to you, all the technical part is quite important, and it takes a long time to analyze it, because nobody of us came from the video game industry, so you have to understand how it works. And it takes more time than other industries, so you have to, you need this kind of time to analyze everything, to try to convince to the other partners and stakeholders of how it works. And after that, you have to create something special and something that take advantage of all of our best assets. And for me, our added value here is our physical assets, like Aventura space. For us, is a beautiful and amazing space of activation, amazing space of integrating sensual experiences in order to create that kind of phygital environment. And also for us, we have to take advantage of our stakeholders talking as La Liga. And it means the stadiums and also the physical asset that La Liga can manage here. So this is for me, and with a little kind of overview, is the most important, or the key points here in order to develop something special. And also for us, we want to create this kind of through our digital assets, this kind of digital identity. For us, is quite important to create, or first of all, to create the community, and after that, how to identify yourself with that community, with that game, with that experience. So through the avatar, through our digital assets, we want to create that kind of feeling, so more or less.
Just quickly, I mean, I think to some extent also the fact that you can, we can leverage our assets, being the park or other areas, let's say, and link the game, to the physical part is the phygital part, right? I mean, Pokemon Go, big success. So the question is how in the future we manage to do that. And while it's the first, I think, incursion, let's say, of this, of the JV to some extent in the gaming industry, which is extremely competitive, an extremely competitive industry. That doesn't mean that because we have our assets that not many game developers have, I think we have a shot at it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it really exciting, no matter what the outcome. But I think through iteration we can actually make it.
Actually, for us, with our gaming practice, was a great challenge, and it's been a fantastic adventure. And I think we're going to the last question. Tell me, Andreu, we're going to start with you, about the benefits of this kind of venture for the company and also for the customers.
I think for the customer, it's obvious, right? So they get the products themselves. And we talked about this before, but I think especially for the company, I mean, from a mindset standpoint, from a culture evolution standpoint, right? Specific for Aventura, it's still, we're still on a physical level, right? So we have a physical park. But the moment that you see as a company that your peers are starting to develop, much more digital products, I think you're allowed then to try them. You're allowed them to do more. So we're starting to see pretty much the whole company flourishing with ideas that we can then leverage and put in our backlog so we can experiment. So I presume maybe similarly to the La Liga. I don't know if you experience the same, Juan.
Yeah, I think here, totally. In fact, as I said before, first of all, is how to enrich our entertainment offer. And also, here is a long-term project, so we have different phases. First of all, I think we have executed the first phase. We launch the 29 restaurants. It's a totally sports bars interactive in Aventura world, and also the first MVP of the game. So we have to think of how to evolve that experience, taking advantage of our physical assets. So for me, this is the most important question here, and that if I have to explain the phases, the first one I have already explained it, and the other ones, the second phase will be like how to develop an area in, say, Aventura, always in a phygital perspective, and the other one will be like a theme park, but not roller coasters or something like that. Just always talking about phygital environment. So I think we have a really challenger project. So this will be probably the most important points in the future.
So thanks a lot. I have already tried the beta game, and it's fantastic. So be ready for it. Hope you have enjoyed this session, and hope you enjoy this first product that they're launching, and hopefully in the future they will launch more. So thanks a lot to everybody.